This is Omar Ahmed for IFL TV in association with MTK Global via Zoom. I'm joined by heavyweight contender Jarrell Big Baby Miller. How are we doing, Jarrell?
I'm good, brother. I'm here, man. Hanging in like everybody else.
Have you been given a date by Bob Arum Top Rank, Jarrell?
We're working on it right now. Nothing has been 100% confirmed yet. What we're hearing about July 8th. So we're waiting on that. So we should know another week or so. Exactly the opponent. So we can't prepare though.
It could be Carlos TAKAM, eh?
Yeah, man. We've been hearing about TAKAM for a long time. I think it'll be a great fight coming back. Put him on his behind, on to the next. So sooner the better.
I bet you're glad you signed with Top Rank. Obviously, the first people bringing boxing back.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like I said before, it's been great talking to Bob, and he's very animated about my return and figuring out what's the best road to take, and I can't wait.
Jarrell, let me ask you about these crossover fights that we're hearing about. It seems like Dylan White and Francis Ngannou might get it on. What do you think about boxing and MMA crossing over?
I mean, if it makes dollar, it makes sense. It's okay. If you feel like you can get in there without any injuries and have a fun fight and get a good win out of it, so be it. But MMA is a very dangerous sport. And coming from a martial arts background, a lot can happen in an MMA fight. Cuts and getting kicked and kneecap, all kind of crazy stuff. So, it has to make sense. And that makes money wise, and God forbid if you get an injury, you have time to recuperate.
I asked you that because I know you're from that martial arts background. So would you ever consider an MMA fight, maybe, later down in your career?
Yeah, most definitely. I think if it make like I said, if it make dollars, it makes sense, and I'm able to do that, then I don't see why not.
Jarrell, we're living in a bit of a crazy time at the moment where there's protests across the world. There's loads in London where I am. I'm sure where you are, there's loads, and we know every state has protested and spoken up for what's going on at the moment. What are your thoughts on what happened to George Floyd so tragically and the events since, Jarrell?
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Police brutality is nothing new in the United States. Racism is real. I mean, I've seen it and felt it firsthand for many times. Growing up in New York, growing up in Brooklyn. But I have quite a few family members that's NYPD and corrections officers, and I always tell them, it's a thin line, and you have to be careful. And just because I know you're part of a team, you can't be involved in some of the BS they're doing, because it becomes a point where it's a moral thing. Not even that you're having the next guy back, it's being moral. You have a moral obligation to serve and protect, and God or Allah is watching you. So I'm trying to say, so you have to do what's right in the eyes. You can't just follow the masses because this person's on your team. You gotta do what's right. So it's crazy. New York, the looting got a little crazy. Our last day of curfew was yesterday. You had to be off the streets at a certain time, and it's nuts. It's definitely been nuts. But sometimes you just have to separate yourself from negativity and constantly just pray and keep moving forward and do what's best for you and your family. And stand out against the oppression. But at the same time, you have to watch your back.
As a Black American, do you have hope in your heart that this situation with racism can get better one day?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. And that's the goal that I've always had in mind when I become heavyweight champion of the world, is to constantly speak about these things. I've been very active in my community over the years. I'm trying to say, especially other countries as well too. And it's only going to get deeper. It's only going to get deeper, and hopefully that, with the more as things get in the front lines, as we see in the media, and people of all color are standing for the Black Lives Matter movement, that things will get better. Because it's not just Black Lives Matter, it's Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter, all lives matter. And it's a continual part of growth. We have to get the old Jim Crow people that still have that kind of mentality, and the new generation that doesn't really think like that. And we want to see everybody live together and get along.
And Joshua did a speech at a protest this weekend in the UK, which has gathered a lot of media attention. Have you seen his speech firstly, Jarrell?
No, I have not.
Okay, just to summarise, the heat he's getting. He essentially said that black people need to support black businesses more. Some people interpret it that what should you not buy from white and brown businesses. He never explicitly said that, but he said that we should support black community, black economics, black growth. What are your thoughts on this, Jarrell?
I think, I have to agree to him on that, because if you go to any other neighborhood, especially in Brooklyn, the Russians support the Russians. The Hispanics will support the Hispanics. You have the Jews support the Jews. But if you go to the blacks, a lot of blacks don't support their local blacks. They go to the Jews, they go to the Europeans or the white establishments, and they can find a lot of things in the black community. So I'm trying to say we don't support one another unless you're already big. Is I'm trying to say. And he's 100% right on that. I feel like we do. That's the only way we're going to able to get our respect is when we control our dollars. We control our dollars in the black community. We're some of the biggest mass, what's the word I'm looking for right now? Not producers. We buy a lot. Yes, we don't produce enough. That's what I'm trying to say. So once we change our dollars to producing, then other than buying other people's products, that's power of the money. And that's power where the money goes to, So we have to support one another. You know what I mean? And the economic factor that is that the more that we buy from another, we can change and make direct changes in our community. Because if we keep supporting other ethnic backgrounds and we're getting the least out of it, what's going to happen to us? We all our money goes out of the community. And it was a big study a long time ago that a Jewish dollar stays in the community for up to like 10 to 15 years before it leaves. Once a black community or a black person gets a check, by the end of the week, that money's gone. So we have to really sit down and study our economics. And he's right on that. He's not saying that from a race standpoint. He's just saying you got to support your brothers and sisters like anybody else. So, I have to agree more on that. But a lot of people are going to try to scrutinize certain things you say. But on that point right there, what AJ's saying, I would have to agree.
Jarrell, moving on, I saw on your Instagram story, I think it was yesterday, something about Deontay Wilder, fight with Malik Scott, where allegedly it was fixed. What do you know about this, Jarrell?
Oh, well, I heard a couple of people hit me in my DM was like, there's supposed to be some kind of lawsuit or investigation. I don't know how true it is. It was just somebody tagged me on, and I thought it was funny, and I reposted it. So I don't know exactly how detailed it goes into on a lawsuit attorney side. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even care, But I thought it was just funny that it was like a phantom right hand that hit Malik Scott, and he went down. So anything is possible. I don't know for sure. But I thought it was funny. I mean, you as a reporter and investigator, you should do some digging into it, But I don't know how deep it goes. I thought it was funny. Somebody tagged me on it, and I just reposted it.
Jarrell, it's expected, Tyson Fury comes through that third fight after the second fight they had with Wilder. Let's say that situation occurs. I think a fight with you and Deontay Wilder makes sense, no?
I think a lot of fights for me, a lot of fighters make sense, There's a lot of different avenues we can take right now. The main thing is getting in them rankings as soon as possible and doing this strategically right now. Having everything, our P's and Q's and our I's dotted, So, there's a lot of different fights that can happen right now. We heard about Manuel Charr for the regular BA belt that will get me right back in the mandatory position. It's a lot of different things, a lot of different aspects. The main thing is sitting down with the team and figuring out what's the best route to take. And then once we come up with the game plan, let's execute it strongly and nonstop.
Does that fight get you going, though, that Deontay Wilder one?
Almost definitely. Any one of these top three guys get me going. Gets me fired up to hear their names, But like I know, so we have a lot of homework we've been doing, and we just want to get back and ring as soon as possible. We don't care who it is, where it's at. We want to knock somebody's head off and prove to the fans and the people that Big Baby's 100% right, and we're doing everything about a book. And what happened the first time was a mistake, and, I'm a fighter.
What's the situation with coronavirus there like now? Because I know New York was horrific.
Yeah. Listen, man, it's all of a sudden we start rioting and protesting. All of a sudden there's no coronavirus. I have a whole, I wouldn't say my own conspiracy on it, but a lot of things are made up around money. Rather it be to get everybody to take a vaccine or having pharmaceutical companies that's not making money to come up with a vaccine to make money. There's a lot of different conspiracies around it. All I know is that it slowed down a lot here in New York. And ever since we've been protesting, there hasn't been any new cases of it for more than almost 48 hours. So 24 to 48 hours. So, you know, I God bless everybody that's still here. They're losing people to it. New York is lively. You know, got a lot of kids right here in Brooklyn in front of me that's playing in the streets. So, you know, I'm just happy to see people out having fun and trying to enjoy the day.
Are you being extra cautious? Because I know you've got a fight date coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing the same exact thing I was doing, you know, gym, home, my son, my family. You know, nothing really crazy, not a big group of people. You know, no more than probably 10 to 15 guys, really, or 10 to 15 people. You know, I'm kind of still keeping my distance because, you know, we don't want to have any kind of mistakes, accidents, or nothing coming up with my fight. We want to get in the ring and handle business. So, yeah, I'm keeping my distance to a point, but I'm not really in big crowds. You know, that's the main thing.
Jarrell, before we end, have you just got a message to any heavyweights watching this video?
I'm coming with a vengeance from hell. You know, I'm coming with a vengeance from hell, and everybody's gonna get this work. Everybody's gonna get this work. I don't care who it is. If Dylan White want the smoke, we get the smoke. TAKAM want the smoke, he get the smoke. It don't matter who it is, I'm coming for everybody's neck, and I'm not having no mercy. Managers and promoters too.
All right, well, shout out to Damon and Wasserman for setting this up. Jarrell Mirror, thank you very much for coming to IFL TV, and catch up with you soon, all right?
All right, baby. Team Wasserman, let's go, baby.